Coming up, the skill every pianist needs, young, old, beginner, advanced, that's overlooked.
Welcome to Piano Teaching Success Podcast. I'm Gillian.
And I'm Paul. And today we're looking at beat, the foundation of music and what comes before rhythm. Because, we can't have rhythm without beat.
We can't. And all ancient cultures knew this because they developed a drum of one kind or another to anchor their music. And beat's just such a foundational skill, and yet it's not something we as piano teachers have traditionally focused on developing, which is kind of weird when you think about it, but I guess we just weren't taught it. So it doesn't even occur to us to do especially focused beat activities with our students.
And Gillian, don't you find that some kids have it naturally, but many don't? And lots of adults don't have that skill either. I know I've taught lots of adult students over the years, and it's so hard to get them to play in time.
I think they're very intellectually, they're very in their heads, and they're not actually in their bodies with it. I think they need to sort of relax a little bit into it.
Playing in time requires beat, and it's a basic skill required for all musicians. And let's face it, music isn't music unless it's rhythmical.
And I think it also has amazing effects on literacy.
It does. Well, the research shows that children who can't hold a steady beat at 3, I think at 90% have issues with reading at 6. So that's how important beat is.
So we owe it to our students, particularly if they're young ones, but students of all ages, really, because if they haven't got this down, then all their music is going to sound really weird. Or they're going to make these weird mistakes. You think, what's going on here? And it's because they're not sitting in the beat.
Isn't it interesting? Sometimes we hear something and go, oh, it sounds like this. But if it's rhythmical, that can be just about doing anything.
Yeah.
We're going to do a test. Have a listen. See if you can tell us what this is.
Well, did you guess it? Did you guess it was actually Happy Birthday? I'm sure you did. And why? Because the rhythm. We detected it because of the rhythm. The most important thing, even in sight reading, right, is to keep on going with the rhythm.
Yes, but there was a steady beat going all the way through. And so that's really critical. And beat is a feeling. It's not maths or numbers. We need to get out of our head and into the sound of the inner pulse or heartbeat.
And also when we're playing with others, when we're doing collaborative playing, we need to be able to listen and respond. And beat is that, as you said, that feeling. It requires the feeling and the inner feeling of the beat. So it's quite a kinesthetic thing, but it also requires us to listen. I was taught in beat by counting and numbers. But we can actually count out of time. How many students have you had to count out of time? Like,
what about kids doing 3, 4? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
It's so crazy that we've taught it beat, which is such a kinesthetic and feeling thing, intellectually.
And I wanted to share with you an activity that we do in the studio. And one of my students, Imi, volunteered, and she's a sort of mid to late elementary student. And this is one of her favorite activities. We call it Shark Shark. And let me share that with you. Big voices, off we go.
Shark, shark,
Shark, off you go now.
shark, 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 shark. Great big blue crab. Open, see, shark.
1, 2, off you go.
Shark, shark, crab. Shark, shark, shark. See this, this great big blue.
Awesome job.
This is such a great activity for really students of all ages. It's fabulous for beginners, but it's also great for adults and uni students too. I think it's just gamifying it.
I've done it with my students at uni and who are going to be primary school teachers, and they had an absolute ball. And they really enjoyed how the syllables were broken down, and they could see the benefit for the students in just doing that activity.
Yeah, absolutely. And this literacy is just so important, isn't it, for young students? This connection between beat and speech.
What I love about it is it uses language. Everyone has language when you're teaching kids, and language has a natural rhythm and a natural beat to it. And so this is where we can use something that the children already know. And these are just little pictures. There's a jellyfish and octopus and crab. So all of these names have a rhythm to them, and the students can put them together. And, these are obviously in 4/4 or common time, and they're great for really building understanding of 4 beats in a bar, but it gives the students agency. So they are actually having to make these up themselves. And it's a great preparation for any other rhythm activity.
And I think it also gives them this vocabulary of rhythms, and they can see how to make them up. So it's at very fundamental, very, very beginnings of improvisation. I think the other thing that we do with this is that a lot of kids, particularly little ones, when they're learning a language at school, they don't necessarily pick up syllables. So this actually is something that would help them at school as well.
Absolutely. And also the reading from left to right. And they have to track across. Sight reading, staying in time and reading ahead and being able to play with a drum beat. And there's no way she could stop. And she made a mistake at the beginning and then just restarted. And you'll notice her eyes were on the score at all time.
Yeah, absolutely. I think a lot of teachers get really worried that if they start to develop their students' ears, that they will stop reading. But that's not the case. It doesn't have to be the case. You can do activities where they actually have to focus on the reading and follow the score. And that tracking from left to right and really intently looking at where exactly they are on the score is really, really important part of that.
And then we had some creativity. Emmy making up her own rhythm and rearranging the cards is fantastic because it really gives the students some agency and ownership of what they're doing. And of course, that's where we start with improv as well. So she's really building a vocabulary of rhythms.
She's also building her theoretical knowledge about what makes up a bar and how that works.
Exactly.
So she just can't just rearrange them. Wherever way she wants to do them, she actually has to think about 4 beats coming together. But it's in a very creative way.
And the next stage of that, if she turns the music over, I've got the rhythm patterns on the back, which makes it even better to play. So you can then start identifying the actual notes. So whether it be quavers or eighth notes and crotchets or quarter notes, they're actually seeing them as well.
This activity, our Shark activity, has the next stage, which is putting it to our classical music piece, the Radetzky March. So let's see Emmy do this activity with Radetzky.
Here we go. Shark, 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 love the shark, 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 loves the shark, crab, shark, 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 Awesome job!
She had fun doing that, didn't she?
And wasn't she focused? Did you notice how she just was focused on one thing, zoned in, really enjoying making the music and staying in time?
And what I really love about this one, going on to the, taking it then to Radetzky March, we had the prep activities, if you like, and then the big finale was to do this with Radetzky, is that actually this introduces students to quality classical music. Because lots of kids these days don't have an opportunity to listen to classical music. They're just not exposed to the sound. And this kind of expands their horizons for later. So what we found, I think, with our students, because we have such a wide variety of different tracks in different genres and everything, our students develop this amazing kind of depth and breadth to their musical taste.
And you might have noticed, if you were listening to episode 3, that there is lots of multimodal learning happening there. So we were clapping and they were playing with a percussion instrument. And at first we were using flashcards, and then we went on to the screen for the video. Lots of different things to do and to keep the students engaged and helping them remember it.
Studio members, all the resources, including the flashcards, the drum track, the Radetzky March track, and the video you saw Emmy following, is in the Music Skills Builder section of the Studio Hub. There's a link to this activity in the show notes. If you're not yet a studio member and would like to be, go to pianoteachingsuccess.com/studio to join us and other piano teachers around the world. And you can be doing this activity with your students tomorrow. Or find inspiration in what you saw today and create your own beat development activity.
To help you put all this into action, we've created a one-page handout that includes a big list of activities you can integrate into your teaching. Grab the link from the notes below. Newsletter subscribers, your handout is already in your inbox. And if you're not a subscriber yet, head over to pianoteachingsuccess.com and join our newsletter list so you never miss an episode or a free resource again.
Well, we hope you enjoyed this episode and we'll see you next time. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.